Welcome to the Bald Brad Show. It is Friday, February 9th, and Joe Biden. Good old Joey. The puppet, the geriatric, the child sniffer, the guy that hits a golf ball backwards, falls up a flight of stairs, falls off his bike stationary, trips across a stage during a graduation ceremony and can't get back up, loses his train of thought, doesn't know who he is, doesn't know who his wife is, fights with his teleprompter, which is undefeated for the last 3 years, is still the worst president in American history. Patriots, it's great to be back with you on this fine Friday morning. We have survived another week of Joe Biden in office. A few more weeks to go, and hopefully this guy is gone, but we'll see because people are still going to vote for this guy. Our lead story of the day is the White House is losing it over the special counsel report highlighting Biden's poor memory. And we got a lot of video clips today, folks. A lot of footage. President Joe Biden's White House counsel erupted. They lost their bleep over the special counsel's report from the criminal investigation into Biden's handling of classified material. Now, as you recall, there's material freaking scattered everywhere in his garage, next to his Corvette, in the Biden Pence Center. I mean, this dude had it everywhere. When this whole debacle was going on, something that was underreported is when Joe Biden went on a family trip to Ireland and classified it as a business trip, there was classified documents found in the streets of Ireland. That is not a joke. That really happened. While other classified material was found in this dude's garage that was like Fort Knox locked up, according to Joe Biden. So the amazing part is, I've always said this, more so connected towards Hunter Biden, the Biden family corruption. I said, this guy is so deranged that there is a high probability that if people were to look under the hood from the Bidens, that he's going to play it off going, I don't recall. I don't remember. I think I poo-pooed my diaper. Like, this is a tactic that he would probably use. And I've always said there's only two possibilities here. He is playing as if he does have memory problems, that he's delusional, or he legitimately does have dementia or he's delusional or something like that. There's only two routes here. Either route is him looking as if he don't know what the hell's going on, and it would play into his hand in his favor. And in this situation, it did big time. Specifically over portions of the report that highlighted Biden's serious memory issues. You have the special counsel to the president, and Bob Bauer, Biden's personal counsel, wrote in a letter to special counsel Robert Hur that they don't believe that the report's treatment of Biden's memory is accurate or appropriate. Really? As if we don't have countless amounts of footage up here at the top, which we'll get to in one moment. And that's not even everything we're going to show regarding this dude and his gaffes. And I probably shouldn't call it a gaffe because we usually designate gaffes as like a one-off. Like, oh, he messed up. Like, there might be gaffes of me here on the show, mispronouncing words or something like that. Joe Biden slurs his words, doesn't know how to read from a teleprompter, forgets things, which we'll see in a little bit, doesn't know his name, his wife's name. He forgets his general's names. He calls Kamala Harris president. I mean, the dude is off his rocker, which I know you are all fully aware of. To give this a perspective, you guys, 23% of Americans think this guy is sharp, like he's built, like he's put all together, that he's fine. There's nothing wrong. Yes, 23%. You heard that correctly. Almost a quarter of this nation thinks this dude has his ish together, that there's nothing wrong with him. The report's summation of Biden's mental fitness could be highly damaging. His re-election campaign as American voters, overwhelmingly 76%, have concerns about the 81-year-old's mental and physical health. Now you might go, well, Brad, I thought you just said 23%, are still going to be with this guy. That doesn't add up. Folks, even though they're concerned, they're still going to vote for him. Even though he's sharp as a whistle, he's sharp as a tack, loud as a whistle, whatever the hell you want to call it, some idiotic phrase. So Mr. Biden's memory was significantly limited. You gotta love it. Oh, was it? Oh, was it? Okay. Both during his recorded interviews with the ghostwriter in 2017, with whom he shared classified materials. Oh, isn't that just lovely? So when Trump does it, allegedly, grand jury, investigation, go after him, 25th Amendment. Joe Biden shares classified materials. Nothing. He's fine. He's clean. We're good. And in his interview with our office in 2023, the special counsel report said in an executive summary, we also have considered that at trial, Mr. Biden would likely present himself to a jury as he did during our interview of him as sympathetic, well-meaning, elderly man with a poor memory. Oh, God. Oh, let's see if it gets better. Prosecutors said that based on the way Biden presents, jurors will want to identify reasonable doubt that it would be difficult to convince a jury that they should convict him, by then a former president, well into his 80s, of a serious felony that requires a mental state of willfulness. I told you this was going to happen. If it's something as small, and it's not small, regarding the classified documents, you guys, it's going to take a long time to unravel the corruption of the Biden family. The money funneling from Ukraine to Hunter Biden, to James Biden, Joe Biden's brother, into Joe Biden's bank account, from China, from Romania. It takes a long time with all these, 20 plus shell companies that all have fraudulent risk associated with them. This is what he's going to do. What's happening? Where am I? Where am I at Disneyland? No, Mr. President, you're in the courtroom. Oh, where's Walt? Where's Walt Disney? Sir, he's been dead for like 50 years. No. Where's Roy? Where's Roy Disney? Oh, he's dead too, Mr. President. Oh, no. Where's Reagan? Where's Reagan? Where's Mitterrand? Sir, Mitterrand died 25 plus years ago. Oh, God. Oh, who's this? Where's this person? Sir, there's nobody there. You're talking to a plant. But he's sharp as a tack, folks. This guy has it all together. So there was that. And then you have Fox News coming out talking about this whole report, which is great. Let's roll it.
I want to read this. It says, quote, "We have also considered that at trial, Mr. Biden would likely present himself to a jury, as he did during our interview of him, as a sympathetic, well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory. Based on our direct interactions with and observations of him, he's someone from whom many jurors will want to identify reasonable doubt. It would be difficult to convince a jury that they should convict him, by then a former president well into his 80s, of a serious felony that requires a mental state of willfulness." This is directly from page 6 of the report, but as I noted with John and Sandra just about 8 minutes ago or so, they're assuming that President Biden either wouldn't run in, for another term, or wouldn't win in November, because this would not take another 4 years if he wins to go to trial and get a conviction. So we see picture after picture of documents that are in his garage.
They're everywhere. They're scattered everywhere. The fact that they're not in his diaper is astonishing. So this guy, according to the White House, is completely fine. Completely fine. So somebody explain this to me then.
Something the special counsel said in his report is that one of the reasons you were not charged is because, in his description, you are a well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory.
Explain that, Joe.
Well-meaning, and I'm an elderly man, and I know what the hell I'm doing. I've been president. I put this country back on its feet. I don't need his recommendation. It's totally
How bad is your memory, and can you continue as president?
My memory is so bad, I let you speak. That's my memory.
Hey, Peter's like, what the hell? My memory's so bad, I let you speak. Like, I understand what Joe's saying here, but not a good look for the president. And the fact that he kept it all together for somewhat there with Peter Doocy's question and questioning his mental, abilities. This is the president just a couple days ago, you guys. The same guy. Yeah, same guy. President, right? Same guy. Here he is.
The situation in Ukraine. It all goes to the question of American power. It all goes to, does America keep its word? Does America move forward? There is some movement, and I don't want to, well, maybe choose my words. There's some movement. There's been a response from there's been a response from the opposition, but yes, I'm sorry, from Hamas, but it seems to be a little over the top. We're not sure where it is. There's a continuing negotiation right now.
Mr. President, if this...
Jesus. Hey, don't you guys make me play it. Don't you make me freaking... Folks, they want 4... You know what? Damn it. You guys twisted my arm. 4 more years.
Look, folks.
They want 4 more years. They want 4 more years of this guy.
There's been a response from...
4 more years.
There's been a response.
Oh, we're not done. Holy crap. So, if you recall, this is, what is the date on this? 1-20, so January 22nd, just a couple weeks ago, she was asked, hey, you know what? Like, what's going on with Biden's mental health? This was Karine Jean-Pierre's response.
Karine, why do you think it is that more and more people polled feel like over time, President Biden is getting less and less mentally sharp?
Which poll is this?
ABC has President Biden's rating for health since May down 5 points and for mental sharpness down 4 points.
I have to say that's a little confusing for me because if you look at what this president has done the last 3 years, historical pieces of legislation, right? When it comes to bipartisan infrastructure deal, many presidents before, like your favorite president, had said that...
Who's my favorite president?
Why don't we let the American people guess? But had said, no, let me finish. You asked me a question, I'm going to... No. Let me finish. And you'll guess who I'm talking about, who used to say, Infrastructure Week, which was a punchline, became a joke. And now we are seeing infrastructure decade because of this president. There's the Chips and Science Act, right? There is the Inflation Reduction Act. These are legislation that is going to have a difference for generations to come, right? And so this is something that this president has done. That's pretty sharp for this president to have been able to do that. Let's look at the economy. The economy now, unemployment is under 4%, 14 million jobs created. The economy is in a better place than when it was when he walked in. That's just a fact. That's just the data. And we're seeing consumer sentiment is going up. And we saw just in December how people spent more. And we hadn't seen that in some time. So I think you needed a president like President Biden to get that type of stuff done. Someone who's had Senate experience, someone who was the VP, vice president under President Obama, obviously, and someone who has been a pretty effective president over the last 3 years.
Okay, following up on...
So she said at one point in time that she would put Joe Biden up against anybody and that basically Joe Biden would be sharper than them. That's what she went on in that footage to say, which is head spinning. And if you recall, she just mentioned about him being vice president senator. In the documents, for the classified documents that was kind of put out there by the special counsel, Joe Biden didn't remember what years he was vice president. He couldn't recall. Yeah, you heard that correctly. The dude doesn't know when he was vice president. He doesn't know in what years he was a senator. He doesn't know anything because this isn't working. But she's going to say he's sharp as a whistle. Folks, she's saying this, and this is the president talking about conversing with dead people.
I was elected. I went to what they call a G7 meeting, all the NATO leaders. It was in the south of England. And I sat down and I said, America's back. And Mitterrand from France looked at me and said, how long are you back for?
See, Joe's confused. Joe somehow died for a moment in time and went to heaven. And he spoke with this gentleman, Mitterrand. And he's going, well, how long are you back here for? Because Joe's talking to dead people somehow, folks. He's looking at dead people in his mind, and he's conversing with them. And they're talking to him.
And I looked at him, and the Chancellor of Germany said, what would you say, Mr. President, if you picked up the paper tomorrow in the London Times?
Jesus. Okay, so he goes on. He's talking to dead people. He continues to talk to dead people. But, You saw the videotape of him looking for dead people in the crowd. She wasn't there. 2 weeks ago, he was talking about taking a photo with somebody that was never there in the first place. How do you take a photo with somebody that was never there? She's so far away, this person that he claimed to take a photo with at this event. She was in a whole nother state. She wasn't even nearby. It wasn't like she went outside for a little ciggy, right? To smoke a little cigarette or went to the restroom. No. She was never there in the first place. But it doesn't stop there. Peter Doocy, 2-3 days ago, asked this question during the White House press briefing.
And how is President Biden ever going to convince the 3/4 of voters who are worried about his physical and mental health that he is okay, even though in Las Vegas he told a story about recently talking to a French president who died in 1996?
I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole with you, sir.
What is
We're
the
going to
rabbit
go.
hole?
Go ahead.
He said
go
he
ahead.
talked to Mitterrand.
Go ahead. You saw the president in Vegas, in California. You've seen the president in South Carolina. You saw him in Michigan. I'll just leave it there. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's not a rabbit hole, which is insane. So you saw her. She goes, well, he's so sharp. You just saw the guy think he's fallen asleep during a 60 Minutes interview. So you know what? Why don't we just go through a little bit of footage here? And I don't mean to like show my own footage. It's just easier because I kind of edited it together in my shorts. Let's just go through some videotapes of Joe Biden here because he's sharp as a whistle. He's sharp as a tack. Here we go. Let's cue it up, baby. If it wants to work for me.
Barack and I think it's a right for people to have bad health care.
That's when he hits a golf ball backwards.
I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure. What must be what? It's estimated that 200 million people have died, probably by the time I finish this talk.
70 million people voted for this guy.
Science over fiction. We choose truth over facts.
They'd actually breathe in my nostrils to make me move, to get me moving. COVID has taken this year, just since the outbreak, has taken more than 100 years. Look, not everybody in the community, in the Hispanic and the African American community, know how to get online to determine how to get in line. Question, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
So, whoa, no, don't go anywhere. We're not done yet. Oh, no, we're not done yet with good old Joey. Here's another one. Mind you, the one you just watched had 1.2 million views on YouTube. Okay, that one had 1.2 million views right there. Let's get to this one.
All men and women created by you know the thing.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was in the foot of Putin's kleptocracy. Yeah.
Wow.
From the time I got to the Senate 180 years ago, you know.
The truth and honor of the Holocaust, horror of the Holocaust.
Than the percentage of the men who do so. End of quote. Repeat the line. Taken, things have begun to change. End of quote. In the past 3 weeks, you know, our natural wonders are,
92% of Democrats are still going to vote for this guy.
To take action. You know, because you can't build a wall high enough to keep out a vaccine. The vaccine can stop the spread.
All men and women created.
Folks, this is real. And she's going to sit there. You just saw Jean-Pierre on 1-22 go, well, I'm kind of caught off guard with this. Like, that doesn't really make any sense to me. Why would you say something like that, Peter? And then 3 days ago, he follows up about the president's mental health and go, well, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole with you. You just saw endless tapes of that dude not knowing what the F's going on. And it continues, by the way. That was just some of the footage that I put together to create those shorts. And people are still going to vote for the guy. You saw it yourself. He doesn't, literally right now, as they're saying 4 more years, he doesn't know what's happening. Joe is so confused. He just forgot where he was at in this moment in time. It was asked today by reporters during today's White House press briefing, or should I say yesterday's White House press briefing, of, what's going on with the president's health? And she said that she's not in the position to answer questions about the president's health. That was almost an exact quote from Karine Jean-Pierre. So that's what we're getting from the Biden White House. We're not going to get any answers. Nothing's going to be revealed to the public. And as I've mentioned, this is the biggest cover-up in American history, in my opinion. That you have somebody that was an elected official, elected president of the United States, that was never there cognitively the entire time, doesn't have a damn clue, is probably being fed drugs. Those were allegations that we saw from even when he was campaigning. So this is insane. And the fact that this isn't more mainstream news and that everybody in that room is not asking the same question of what is going on with the president speaks volumes. But I'll make sure to stay on top of it. A little bit of a shortened episode today, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. Biden is off his rocker. Question of the day is, do you think he's going to make it another 4 years? You think Joey's going to make it another 4 years? I don't know. The guy's gone. He's in space. He's out there on Mars. Let me know anything about that in the comment section below. We got ballbrad.com. Check that, our website out. We got a book. We got merch. We got all that fun stuff, folks. If you feel like you got a lot of this episode, there's a thanks button down there that you could donate money to. And there's also a join tab. Become a true American Patriot today. We would love for you to join us. With that being said, folks, I'll see you later here on The Bull Brad Show.